Hey there guys, how are you today, and welcome to my preview of the 2017 Brazilian Grand Prix. And yes guys, I know the two championships, the Drivers and Constructors Championship, they're both over. But you know what, this is Formula 1 and there's always something we can talk about. So let's get in straight to this preview. So, Mercedes. So of course Lewis Hamilton is the Drivers' World Champion and Mercedes are the Constructors' World Champions. And I guess the question is, this weekend, will Lewis Hamilton take his foot off the gas, shall we say, a bit like he did in 2015 after he won the World Championship? It's hard to tell, but I would say maybe he won't, because this time they're fighting another team as well, possibly two teams. So because of the pride of the team, he wants to make sure that the team, that Mercedes, wins. And also the way he won the championship in Mexico, coming 9th, he won't be happy about that, and may want to go for victory this weekend, and may be going for it as if the championship is still on. So it is hard to tell. Maybe tell me what you think in the comments. As for his teammate Valtteri Bottas, well, he is now in a fight with Vettel for P2 in the championship, only 15 behind. So it's perfectly realistic that he can get into P2 and make it a Mercedes 1-2 in the Drivers' Championship. He did do better than in Mexico than he had in recent races, and will want to continue this in Brazil. Now, moving on to Ferrari, and there's been a lot of talk about them in the press. They've threatened to quit the sport in a few years because of changes Liberty Media might and are proposing to make. But surely this won't happen. But this is a good time to ask, how important is Ferrari to the sport, and are they bigger than the sport? If Ferrari left the sport, would the sport be as it is? Would it be a weaker sport? Would it be a stronger sport? Tell me what you think, again, in the comments. So talking about the drivers, so of course Vettel lost the championship, it's done, and will be able to fight for his own pride. You know, he want to win at least another race this season, and obviously to keep P2 in the championship. That's quite a big deal, I reckon. While Raikkonen might be allowed to race properly now that Vettel can't fight for the championship anymore, will he be able to fight for the win? I don't know how well Ferrari will do this weekend. Now they won't have to focus so much. It'll be interesting to see if Raikkonen is a bit more competitive suddenly, now that the championship is over. Now, moving on to Red Bull. This could be a Red Bull circuit, and they have said that they're confident they can win the final two races of Brazil and Abu Dhabi. Nobody can forget what Verstappen did here last year. Brilliant performance, albeit in a wet race. Great overtake on Rosberg. He had a huge save halfway through the race where he nearly crashed, but he somehow saved it. Great reactions. Well, Ricciardo has a point to prove after two DNFs in a row. So for Mexico and the US, two DNFs, not great for him of course. And we'll want to get back onto that podium to do another shoey, as we all know. So now, Force India, guaranteed P4 in the championship now, and Perez wants to be able to race Ocon wheel to wheel. Of course they were stopped a few races ago after quite a few incidents, particularly at the Belgian Grand Prix. And there could be some fireworks if they're allowed to race wheel to wheel again. This could be exciting. Now, Williams, a lot of attention here this weekend. So Massa has announced his retirement from F1 again, and it sort of backs up what I was predicting. I was saying if Massa is going to leave the sport, we will know before Brazil, so we can have a good farewell from his home race, a bit like last year. And yeah, that's happened. So this will be Felipe Massa's last ever Brazilian Grand Prix. Maybe you'll be hoping it goes better than his Brazilian Grand Prix last year, when he thought that was his last ever Brazilian Grand Prix. And as for who will be replacing Massa, I've done a video on this before, but obviously Kubica, Di Resta, Kvyat, Verline and Palmer are technically all in the running. And of course there's going to be lots of attention on that this weekend. It'll be interesting to see how that goes. And yes, Stroll wants another good result following his good performance in the Mexican Grand Prix, got some points, and we're hoping to repeat that in Brazil. Now, Toro Rosso, and this is where more attention will be. In a big fight with Renault and Haas for P6, of course, constructors is where all the prize money is. And Mexico was awful because of their reliability with the Renault engine, and they really do need points here, otherwise they're going to lose big time against Renault and Haas, particularly Renault. And Gasly and Hartley may not be experienced enough to get those points. Who do you guys think will be P6 in the Constructors' Championship at the end of the season? Toro Rosso, Renault or Haas? Moving on to Renault, of course, surely they're the favourites to get the 6th in the Constructors. That's what I personally think, for what it's worth. Hulkenberg has done well in Brazil in the past, of course, the pole position in 2010 and battling for the win in 2012. You know, he does have something about the track that suits him, clearly. And this is where we finally get to see Hulkenberg and Sainz wheel to wheel. I would like to see that happen. See who get a debate going, who is best out of those two. And we have to see them wheel to wheel, fair race, to see how that goes. Moving on to Haas, well, Magnussen did have a good race in Mexico, but poor qualifying. And yeah, in general, the team have been pretty dreadful in recent races. Very few points. And particularly Grosjean will want a stronger showing in Brazil. Now for McLaren, they've come out into the media saying they did better than what people really expected in Mexico. And I think that's a fair comment. Alonso was able to battle Hamilton for quite a long time. So yeah, they did pretty well, in my opinion. And this track suits them more, so maybe can we think of double points? Maybe even a top 5? I don't know. Do you think McLaren can fight for a top 5 this weekend? Maybe that's a bit ambitious. But I reckon there could be double points for McLaren this weekend. Finally, well, Sauber. And yeah, there's an announcement about their drivers for 2018 expected pretty soon. I don't know when it'll be. Maybe before the race, maybe not. Just hopefully not until after I've uploaded this video. Lots of attention about that, of course. But I would say Sauber have made a small step recently, and we're aiming to get out of Q1 into Q2 in qualifying this weekend. So going on to predictions, going to go for Sebastian Vettel to get pole and the winner. I reckon he can dominate. If we were fired up to get some pride back. Bottas P2, Hamilton P3. I can see him, not really caring so much in these final 2 races, which isn't great, to be honest. P4 Ricciardo, P5 Raikkonen, P6 Ocon, P7 Alonso, P8 Perez, P9 Sainz, and P10 Stoffel Vandoorne. As for DNFs, I'm going to say Max Verstappen will DNF after the highs in Mexico, after his superb victory. I reckon he's in the DNF here. And I reckon we're going to have a repeat of last year with Felipe Massa DNFing in front of his home crowd in his final race in his home country. So yes, give me your predictions in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon for my review of the 2017 Brazilian Grand Prix. Thank you for watching my video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. If you really enjoyed this video and you want to see more videos like this and other types of videos, please subscribe to my channel. If you have anything to say in the comments, please leave a comment in the comment section down below. Also, go and check out the video that should be on screen right now, and come and follow me on Twitter, BigGaming342, and Facebook, BigGaming342, and I'll see you guys very, very soon. Goodbye.